That smile, like a proud father when we mentioned Perfect Symmetry. Do you love it? Best album yet? How would you...
Ever, by anyone.
Best album in the world ever since the start of the world. No, fab, go for it.
It's a fair assessment.
Were you using different bits of instruments? And did you, at one point, you know, the sound of, like, hitting your shoe on your head or something? It's like recorded, it's amazing.
We did a lot of that. It got more and more, I suppose, trying to almost outdo each other with silly ideas and I guess trying to confound our own expectations by trying to use things that we would normally dislike or that would seem ridiculous. Like, you know, Tom's always had a bit of a thing about this hating the saxophone and
I think it's just like watching, you know, 80s and early 90s films and just it's sort of droning away in the background and just being, I don't know, I guess I've just grown up
Careless Whisper.
hating it. Yeah, oh God.
Baker Street.
But the way we used it on a song called Pretend That You're Alone, it just, you know, it worked brilliantly. It wasn't saxophone as I would expect it to be heard.
So you've embraced the sax? Oh dear. Oh, there's still a bit of animosity there.
I have on that song.
So there's some little quotes now then. Richard says, I keep having this strange fantasy.
Oh, he said this.
And was this you?
Yeah, it was misquoted.
That maybe Barack Obama will pick up on the album and it will help change the world. Now, I'm presuming there was a big tongue in a big old cheek, obviously.
No, there's absolutely no tongue-in-cheek with that. You know, I feel with this album that, you know, well, with our first two records, I think we were looking more inwards and trying to kind of make sense of you know, various feelings that we had about each other or the world or things that we'd experienced up to that point. And I think on this album, it's much more a record about a humanity and trying to look outwards and look into the world and see where we stand, you know. And so I suppose the idea behind hoping Barack Obama, who is obviously going to be the most powerful man in the world, picking up our record, was that maybe he'd see some of that element in what we do. I know it sounds probably quite conceited, but
yeah.
You know, I think music is really just for the general public and for normal people. It's just about the best way of expressing feelings and getting stuff out.
So it's more that he'd get the vibe of the album and
Exactly.
kind of
You know,
just... Have you sent him the album? He might not even have the album.
I don't know, actually, yeah. Maybe that would be a start.
Send him a signed copy.
We know where he lives.
Exactly, that big old house. Listen, enjoy the tour. Hope it goes brilliantly.
Thanks.
Great chatting to you. Keane, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers, sir. very much.